we would all love to know what was your method of teaching and your focus on teaching, especially the film directors.
What I was trying to do is to convey the ideas that I have been given compared with what was in fact my experience. Because the experience of making movies is something that has to correspond to, now we are coming to the Protestant civilization, to the success. Because the success is the one that confirms you are right or not. That's why we have a cinema today that is stretched in between huge commercial successes. It's like a gambling, putting your number on the number that will win or not. You spend $150 million, and you spend $150 million to market. But what I was trying to teach them is to learn the invisible architecture of cinema. How to begin, how to use the lenses, how to develop and how strategically approach to the scene. You have, in every script, you have a plot that you have to follow, but if you squeeze just to the plot, then you become minimalist, which is dearest word of postmodern, post-capitalistic producers. Because when you are minimalist, you don't spend money. And they like it because, and they make a style out of this. I was always against minimalism because apart from those greats, like Kaurismäki, like some people, like Jim Jarmusch, but this is not minimalist. I call them novelists. These are the Chekhov kids who make movies in which, by definition, they don't need too much. But then there is an army of young people who believe that with the long shots, with stories that are very apocalyptic, they go so far today that they say, if you have a happy end in the end, nobody will take you serious. You have to make it dark in order to please the audience. On the other hand, they let these stupid films, mostly coming from Hollywood, to be stupid because they say, it's okay, it's Hollywood. But in the meantime, the number of the stupid movies is augmenting, number of movies in which you have to make a continuity in between what Renoir used to do, what many good authors used to do. You don't have this strategy neither in the schools. You have authorities who will push them to respect the rules that I'm speaking about.
C'est un peu une déclaration, même si je sais que tu n'es pas le remède ni la solution, tu n'es qu'une attelle à mon bras. Ce petit rien qui nous dit aux autres quand ça ne va pas, un ultime langage de survie qui remet le monde à l'endroit. Le reste on en parlera, le reste on en parlera. Pour vivre avec toi, yada, yada, la 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 la. Tu es mon chez moi, yada, yada, la 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 la. Mon premier et mon second choix, yada, la 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 la. Mon rêve absolu qui ne t'arrive pas. Pour vivre avec toi, yada, la. Tu es mon chez moi, yada, la. Mon premier et mon second choix, yada, la 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 la. Mon rêve absolu qui ne t'arrive pas. Yada, yada, yada.
children is such a hard task, and it will be great if you can share some of your methods and secrets about how directing children.
The main thing that's difficult about it is you have to change your method almost every day because children get bored and they get used to the same tricks. And so every day you have to come in with a new trick. But I would say that the overall most important thing for her, and I think it's specific to the child, but I mean, she's completely different from this character. It's nothing like her. She's very, very clean. She loves her iPad. She loves to watch TV. She's nothing like this. And so she had to step into character. You know, it wasn't just like we sent her out there and let her do her thing. And the main thing is that I think children react very, or at least at this age, this is also different because she's 6. You know, when you hit 8 or 9, kids get more self-conscious, but at 6, it's very raw and very pure. And she reacted very viscerally to the energy on set at any given time. And so I would keep her completely shielded from all the setup every day. She would never be there when we were lighting, setting up. Any argument that had to be had, she was sheltered because she would react to the tension and feel tense and not have fun and not like it. And then, so what we would do is we would get ready, she would come to set, we would act like we had all the time in the world, we'd play games, and then when I felt kind of her energy reaching its highest point, that's when we start shooting. I give her the direction very quickly, give it to her in small doses, and so she could step in and focus and shoot and then get out of there. So managing that energy and her attention span is probably the most difficult thing, and it just requires constant change and requires being very strategic about the feeling on set. Like we really had to create the feeling of whatever was happening in the scene for her. So when we were shooting the feasting scene with all the food, you know, I was adamant it had to be all live food. We had to have live beer. You know, we had to really have a party so she could respond to the party. When we were shooting the scene where she cries at the end, I wasn't just directing her, I was directing the entire crew. So the boom operator is crying, the cameraman's crying, the producers are crying. I'm 2 inches away from her crying. Everybody had to go there with her. You know, it's like the crew has to go first and then she feels safe enough to follow. So those are a couple things that were important. But it's, you know, it's also casting a prodigy, so there's no method to that. You just have to look really hard.